In today's video, we are talking how to get that effortless looking and feeling swing that still allows you to hit the ball pure and get really good distance. All right, so when we talk about effortless, what it really means is a nice smooth rhythm to the swing, a good tempo. The most notable swings that come to mind when we say this, you've got the classics like Ernie Els, Fred Couples, more nowadays for modern players, Jake Knapp. Right, these are the names that always get thrown into the bunch on how effortless their swings look, yet these guys all still hit the ball so pure and they just make the game look so easy. So how do we get that for your game? The most common error amongst the everyday golfer is that they are swinging way too much with just their arms and they are not utilizing the ground for power. So a very common swing fault that we see with an amateur is when they get to the top of their swing, they are very quick and often bounce back. They open their shoulders very quick. The club gets casted out and is way over the top, and then they have to try and save the shot. It often looks really forced, it's really janky, a bit like this. The key to getting that effortless swing is to be patient in your transition. So let's explain this. The commonality you will see between all these greats that we spoke about with these fantastic swings is that as they are transitioning from their backswing to their downswing, they are keeping their chest closed for longer than what the average golfer does. I'm not saying that they keep it closed the entire swing, but they are not opening their chest up. They are allowing themselves to load that pressure forward, get that weight transfer, and the club starts to come down without having opened their chest. From here, they then use the ground and then accelerate the club into impact. All right, so it is really smooth in this part of the swing, coming up to the top of the backswing and transitioning down. For you, how this will feel is that it will take an eternity for the club to transition from backswing to downswing. The reason that it'll feel like an eternity is because so many golfers are used to being really quick. They're firing way too early. So how do we fix this? What is the drill that is going to help you to do it? This is my absolute favorite drill, and I call it the 3-2-1 drill. Now, it's called the 3-2-1 because we break the swing down into 3 parts. We then condense it to 2 parts, and then we bring it back to 1 part. So how this drill is going to work is it's going to help to improve your entire sequencing and also to smooth out that transition by not allowing you to open up too early. It's also a fantastic natural drill because I'm not going to tell you to get into any position with your arms. It's going to naturally occur with your body and these big movements. So what we're going to do, take a stance about hip width apart, hover the club out at your front foot. What we're going to do is we are going to swing back from here. It's going to give a little bit extra momentum. And as we start to swing, we are going to step off with our trail foot. This is going to help us to get nice width and help us to get a proper rotation into our backswing. So step and swing to the top of your backswing. That's step 1. From here, step 2, our pressure is all on our trail side now. So we need to move it back to our lead side. I want you to feel that load come back into your lead leg. Push down into the ground. Feel like you are loading your pressure down. Your knee will bend. You'll feel that pressure and weight build up. Whilst doing this, do not allow your chest to open or to fire your hands. Feel like you are keeping your hands up here where they finished at step 1 and that you are keeping your chest closed. So you'll go from here to step 2, that transition down. Notice how my shoulders haven't opened and my hands are still up. This is where the smoothness in transition comes from. Because now from here, this would be what is going to be the end of our backswing. All we have to do is now utilize that pressure that we have stored up in the ground to push, to help generate that power. And at the same time, we are going to throw the club at the ball. So step 3, we're now forward and I want you to push and throw. The important thing here is what most people get wrong is as they push, they stand up. That is a big no. That is early extension. That is changing your height and going to cause all kinds of strike issues. You need to get comfortable with the feeling of maintaining your chest and head height and pushing into the ground. So extending this leg, allowing your hip to move out of the way. This is where proper rotation of the hips come in the golf swing. We are not trying to forcibly turn. All we are doing is pushing in a straight line into the ground and that is making our leg extend and clear our hip. Okay, so get comfortable with that feeling. You can just practice without a club. Feel like you are maintaining your height over the ball and get used to that pushing feeling of letting your hip clear. So now we piece all that back together. Step 1, step 2, and then step 3 is push and throw. Do practice swings, hitting the ground first. All right, groove this up and then work into hitting a shot on a ball. So 1, 2. Once you're comfortable with that, now we're going to condense it into 2 pieces. To do that, we are combining steps 1 and 2. So we're still going to start with the club in front of the ball at our lead foot. We are going to swing and step, but step 1 doesn't end here. Step 1 needs to now end with our pressure back on our lead leg. All right, so a bit more of a dynamic movement, but it's a much more natural feeling. All right, again, don't allow the chest to open or to pull your hands down or throw them out in any way. We want to feel like we are leaving them up here. That is step 1. Then from there, it's the exact same. We are still pushing whilst maintaining height and throwing the club at the ball. Again, practice hitting just the mat or the turf. Get comfortable with it as 2 pieces, and then let's hit a ball. 1, 2. Now you're comfortable with 2 pieces, we can bring it in to 1 piece, a more natural swing. So to get used to doing it as 1 piece, we're still going to hover the club out in front and step, but I want you to do it a bit more slow motion to get used to that completed feeling. Okay, so get used to getting that good turn, getting that pressure forward, and then pushing and throwing the club. Do some practice swings off the ball first, hitting just the mat, and then we're going to walk in and hit a shot. Don't need to go full speed, just go at half speed to get used to this to start with. This is the proper sequence of the golf swing and will help to smooth you out in transition and to use the ground properly. This is how we get that effortless looking swing, and it's also how we get effortless power. Okay, there's no such thing as effortless power because we are always putting in effort. But by using the ground to generate that power, we're not just trying to fling the club with our arms through. That takes a lot of effort, and that's not how we get speed or power. Utilizing the ground is how we generate power in the golf swing. Work on this drill. It'll really help improve your sequencing. It'll smoothen out your rhythm. It'll give you a better tempo. It'll make that swing of yours nice and buttery. And best of all, it will feel natural. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more. I'm posting much more frequent long form content now. See you in the next one.